So some people are getting a bit worried about their migration from the classic version to the new version of MailerLite. So the classic version looks like this. And if you can see here right at the top, free plans are no longer going to be supported and people will need to move over to the latest version of MailerLite. So what we need to do is migrate over. And the good news is it is a simple process for most people. For some people, it's a little bit more complicated because there's more things that are involved in it. So the first things first, the first step that we're going to do, which we're going to do it in a different order to most people, is we are going to go to the top right-hand corner and we're going to go to integrations. And then where it says developer API, we're going to press use and we're going to copy this API code, okay? And what I want you to do is, just in case, let's just save that onto a notepad. So you can see here, I've got a notepad. Just save that API key because it's just going to save you a couple of steps as we go on, so you don't have to keep coming back in to get this, okay? Next up, we now need to create our new MailerLite account. Some of you may already have this, and so some others, you may not have it. So to do that, right at the top here, we've got these 4 little dots here. So we're going to click on these 4 squares. And then what we can see here, it's now saying, welcome Laura, it's a pleasure, please choose MailerLite New or Classic. And you are going to click on MailerLite New. And when you click on this, you're going to want to press new account. So for me, obviously it lists some different accounts, but for you, you just want to create new. And just for simplicity, I would actually call it something such as, new. So you just know it's a new version of it. And then press save. So now it's going to load us up and here we go. So now it's asking us, we've signed up, we've done his email verification, and we need to do this. We need to do our MailerLite migration at the top. So what we're going to do is press migrate account next to here. And this is why we copied that API key earlier. So now it's asking us for the API key that we copied earlier. So obviously mine's already saved to my clipboard. So we can just paste that in and then we're going to press confirm and migrate. All right. So we can see we can press confirm and migrate. So now it says your account details have been migrated successfully, but we're not done, okay? So all that means it's done is it's basically copied over what my email address is and things like that. It's basically just copied my data over from me personally, but it hasn't actually copied over all my emails and my subscribers or anything like that. So the next step to do is click migrate more at the top. So here we go, we just pressed migrate more. And now, as you can see, we're here. So this is when I mentioned it is depending on the size of your account, how easy this is going to be. So if you have less than 1,000 subscribers in your current plan, then you basically can just let MailerLite do it because it will move over up to 1,000 people for you for free, okay? So up to 1,000 for free. Otherwise, you will have to export it yourself as a CSV and import it in, or pay for a paid version of MailerLite so that you can then make it do it yourself. So first things first, we're going to click subscribers and we're going to press proceed next to it and press start migration. This is just my test account, so I think there's literally like 30, 60 people in it. There we go. So now it's saying subscribers, it's got a tick next to it and it's saying people have been moved over and migrated. So what we can see here is it's got this little resync button here. So what happens is migration tools are one way. So basically right now, if let's just say in an hour's time, someone goes onto my website and they signed up and they was added to my MailerLite Classic, because obviously I've not changed my forms yet on my website, then what's going to happen is they're not going to be in the new version. So what you would do then is you would just press resync, start migration, and it would just resync it up just to make sure that everybody is up to date basically in here. That's what that tool basically does. So the next step here is we can see we've got files. So we want to look at our files so we can see what files that we want to import over. You would also usually see campaigns as well, but it all depends on your version and if you've been using them or sending them, if you can. But just so you know, campaigns that are stored under the sent and draft folders will not be migrated over, okay? The only things that can be migrated over are templates. So let's just say you had a load of emails already in they're not going to be done unless you saved them as a template first. So you'd want to go ahead to save them as a template first, which I'm actually thinking could be a paid feature of Mailerlite. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. So if you ever need to get back to your classic version, you just press the 4 dots at the top and then press Mailerlite Classic, and it'll move you back in. So when we're going to campaigns, basically these 7 that have been sent will not be moved over. The 27 drafts will not be moved over. The only thing that is actually going to get moved over is going to be my templates. That's the only one that's going to be happening, okay? So what you can do is if you click on the right hand side here, you can see my templates. If we click in there, you can see I actually do have 2 templates. So they would be moved over. So if you did want a specific campaign, maybe that you use every week, that you wanted to basically move over, I would press create template here, give it a name, so campaign 1. And then basically what you'd be able to do is create a new template for it. So you could just start from scratch using the drag and drop one, or you can start a new one here. So if we just press choose there, it's having a think. They're always slow. And then what you would do is just press save template at the top and right there, and you would have created a template. So if there's anything like that that you want to kind of do beforehand, that's what you would do. So your templates would move over, but the campaigns wouldn't. So for instance, if I go into here, heads up on my new mastermind, this wouldn't actually copy over due to it being sat there as a campaign instead. So hang on. Now, the workaround for that, let's just say, obviously creating a template, you can create a new template to copy over. But let's just say this email, you really wanted to copy this email over. You won't be able to copy all the data over, but maybe the way the email was structured, you want to save that as a template. So what you can do is press copy on it, and it's going to create a new draft email of that email, basically. You can see here, it's just loading. It's having a good old think. Right, yeah. So that's now copied, and it will be somewhere in my drafts. I have got so many drafts, it's like finding it. Is it on the next page? Let's have a look. Yep, we cannot find it. We will try again. Oh, it must be this one. Sorry. So it is that one. Shush, a secret just for you. So what we can do now is press edit on this one. So the one that was copied. And what you can see here, we can just click at the top, press next. And it's going to take us over to the content, it should. Let's have a look. So here we've got the content here. So now if we press edit content on here, what we can do now is actually save this as a template from here. So we just needed to basically copy it so we could get it in here. So at the top, we can press actions, save as template, give it a name, press save, and now we've actually got that saved as a template as well. So that's how you get away from, like, you've been sending a weekly email, you've got a really good structure, but it's not saved as a template. Copy it, and then you can save it as a template. That's how you do it. So now we're going to go back to the new version. So we're going to press the 4 dots at the top, press Mailerlite new version, and it should log us into the new version. Happy days. And we need to go back to migration. So to get there, just press account settings on the left-hand side, and you can see migration at the top. So now next thing, we're going to import our files. So we're just going to press proceed and start migration. And basically anything that you've uploaded, such as logos or images that you're using, email banners, anything like that, are all going to come over and get imported into your file system so that you've basically got them all like that. So we're just going to let that work its magic. Now that the files are imported, we can move on. So just to let you know as well, if it does look like it's stuck on imported for a while, just refresh the screen and it should be sorted. Next, now we can put our templates in. So we're going to press start, and as you can see, it's going to move 3 custom templates over. So because there's only 3 that we actually had in. So just make sure before you do this that you actually make sure you've got all your templates sorted out before you click that button. And just to let you know, you don't actually have to wait for each thing, okay? So you could literally just press proceed on each one while you wait. So automations, we're just going to press proceed on and press start migration. So that's going to move over our automations. Our forms, we're going to press proceed and we're going to start the migration. So it starts moving our forms over. Same for our landing pages. We're going to set start migration. Now, just to let you know, DNS settings will need to be updated. So we'll need to update that. That's something extra. And then any web pages, I don't think I actually had any, but we'll just press start anyway. So you can see now you can actually have more than one thing basically migrating over at the same time. That is no problem. So when it comes to the templates, just to let you know, obviously it's going to save those, anything that's saved as a template. Anything that's over 10 years old in templates, it will not migrate over, which is probably not relevant to most people watching this video. Your files is pretty much straightforward. It will just migrate your files over, nice and simply. And obviously they mentioned, if it looks like it's stuck on imported, just press refresh on your screen and then it will change it to done. When it comes to migrating forms, just to let you know, anything that's over 10 years old will not move over. And if you have been using any URLs or anything like that inside your forms, it only brings over 30 of them. And also when it comes to forms, also make sure that you update your API keys inside the website back end, okay? Then you've also got, so by API keys, just so that you know what I mean on that, we basically mean the tracking code of it. So it has said it's done forms. So I'm just going to go over back to my dashboard just to show you what I mean by this. So what it's done, it's copied over the forms. So this is just like a test form there. It's basically copied over these 2 forms. But let's just say this was in my website, this form, we still need to do the code update. So for that, if we just press edit next to it, I've pressed the wrong button, sorry, we're going to go back again. It's overview, not edit. Then what we can see here, if we scroll down, is the code. So basically, this is what you need to now update. So if you have moved any forms over, make sure that you go in and you go update the coding that you put on. So you might have done it through a plugin on WordPress, which if that's the case, go into WordPress or Shopify and update the API key. Or if you've done it by code, you'd update the code. To get the new API key, just go to integrations on the left-hand side, press use the API key, and how the newer version does it is you would generate a new one. So let's just say this is for your WordPress website. You could put WordPress, you tick saying you understand, you create token, and then you would go and copy that and put that into your WordPress plugin. Same with Shopify. So that's just a very important step you need to be aware of when it comes to the form migration. Make sure that you sort that out, okay? Next up, just to go through, just to make sure that we've covered everything. Automations, so we've not done that one. So automations, it will move everybody over, but only for things that are created in the last 10 days. Your automation history and activity is not going to be migrated over. New subscribers will obviously start straight away from here. And if you have got active subscribers in a MailerLite automation, they won't continue from where they left out. They'd finish it off in the classic version, basically. So let's just say, for instance, you've got an automation where someone gets an email in 7 days' time and they're in a wait step. They will still be in that wait step in MailerLite Classic, okay? They'll still be in that, and then obviously they'll come out of that and happy days. So just so that you know what that's all about. So you would basically do that. Landing pages, so all the landing pages, again, as long as it's within the last 10 years that it was created, it will be moved over. But one thing that you need to make sure is if you had a custom domain name, you will need to, of course, go ahead and update your DNS settings. And all you need to do for that, so when you are here in the account settings, click on domains. And what you will need to do is you will basically need to do renew authentication for it. So I used to use luna.it. Moon was my test on this. So what I would need to do is I would basically need to update the domain name for it. So I can say check DNS, and I need to go ahead and update the DNS for this as well, because it's got a different DNS record. And the same when it comes to authentication, just make sure you re-authenticate if you've got DKIM or SPF set up as well. And that is pretty much it for the migration. So as we can see now, everything should say done. Yep, so everything says done. So just to show you evidence that that has been done, so you've obviously seen forms. If we go into subscribers, we can see the subscribers that I used to test about with are all in here. If we go into campaigns, obviously there's no campaigns here, but if we do press create a campaign, just put some test data in. We'll just set that. You can see it's migrated over the templates that I had in mind. So then we can pick the template and move that over as well. So that is pretty much everything for your migration. Once it's done, all it is if you ever came to this screen here where it's got classic or new, just start using your newer version. And that's it, everybody. So hopefully that helps you in your migration. Any issues, please let us know. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe and enjoy migrating over.